please make a lot of noise and give it up for the one and only Light Shining.
All right. All right now. Okay.
Peace, peace.
Peace.
Oh, just listening to all these wise, helpful suggestions. You know, we're told that the greatest love is the love of self, and I don't agree with that, and I'll tell you why. The greatest love is the love for the one that made self possible. Not only you, but your parents, all existence. And what happens, I don't know whether it's the Romans or the Greeks, but they confuse the love of humanity with the love of God. They confuse that. So you find people looking for their complement. You know, love represents a falling. You say the fall of Adam. You know, it represents a falling. I fell in love, child. So what happens, they confuse the idea of the originator of creation with the love of humanity. So there are people looking for someone to worship. If I don't find my complement, I'll stay single. I'll never get married. I'll never, you know, which is a foolish notion. Just don't stop looking. Okay. You know, it's sort of humorous because so many people are duped with a lot of these socially retarding concepts. And that's what it is, really. Never think that you're bigger than the world. This world, this creation was here before we got here. So just examine the creation. It has the knowledge of the Creator. So if you want to go into a particular discipline, just look at yourself. Look at your eye. People have made life studies of studying the heart, the eye, the liver, the spleen, the pancreas. And it's all designed to check the filth. You know, so if you just have knowledge of what's in you, you wouldn't do drugs, or you wouldn't put that in your system. But that's for the ignorant. But once you find out that your anatomy is really helping you. But if you don't have that knowledge, you're going to do something crazy and stupid. And that's what happens. But anyway, so much for that. This piece here goes like this. From slave blocks to hood blocks, it is not wise to hip-hop in the presence of mental paraplegics when you think you know how to walk. Do you have tenants living rent-free in the unfurnished rooms of your mind? Dorothy needed special glasses to walk the yellow brick road. Citizenry feeding on vampire vomit from the mouth of Satan. Launching pads for ecclesiastical transients who still hungers for truth. Truth standing clear from error, pointing to the unity of purpose. From slave blocks to hood blocks, it is not wise to hip-hop in the presence of mental paraplegics when you think you know how to walk. Synaptic misfires in your brain want to reenact Hancock, but he didn't know his name. You want to be deep on the mic, deep as Mary Anna's trench, but only a victim of your own appetite for righteousness. From slave blocks to hood blocks, it is not wise to hip-hop in the presence of mental paraplegics when you think you know how to walk with your new Dell wireless laptop computer. Spent 3 hours last night watching Zeitgeist, the movie. Introduced to axioms and theorems, secrets and signs, stars and symbols, history and conspiracies, monetary systems and belief systems, and you still don't know why you call the absolute originator of creation a Jew. Something Jesus warned not to do. How can you accuse the beneficent of begetting a son when God had no wife or female companion? You see, you trying to make me think some sort of sexual event took place. Why would God pregnate a woman with his child and not marry her? You see, you need special glasses to catch the wizard on the yellow brick road. Return to universal innocence of womb. Reclaim self that you thought belongs to someone else. Fa la 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 with your drunk ass. Vulgar soothsayers lied on humanity and the miracle of birth with iambic pentameters dripping from their lips. Oh, I want to die. I'm so depressed. Why? When we all were created and fashioned in the wombs of our mothers, submitting peacefully to the one that creates from nothing. Who told you life is without struggle? You know, if you could really, you couldn't even quantify the pressure of coming out, the head coming out the womb. You don't even remember that pressure that was put on that woman. That woman had that baby. She said it's the pressure that... Who told you life is without struggle? It's after the struggle comes the ease. It takes extreme heat to burn off the impurities and extreme pressure to solidify the precious substance. Laisa kamithluhu shay. For God, there is no comparison. That's that piece.
All right.
You know, it's I guess it's that, what, December? You know, you read a lot of books. I know I do, I have. You know, you had, people used to worship the sun. You know, that's why the solstice and the sun, the power of light, the light overtaking darkness and the power and the zodiac signs. People used to study this, they still do. But what happens is you had sun worship. The ancient Egyptians, Osiris, even Buddha, born on the 29th of December. Beautiful story, just read it. The ancient Mexicans, Huatocolatos, Dionysus, and you read all these concepts. But all this creation is for our service. It's for us. We are over it. And as the human's tremendous responsibility. And I say this, and a lot of times I recite, most of the people don't know whether they're human or not. You ask them. I met them, college-educated people, teachers, lawyers. What makes you human? They can't answer it. You can say the same thing about a bear up there at Detroit Zoo. I like to eat. I like some entertainment. I like to read. I like some intimacy. But what makes you human? They can't answer. All the animals are talking. You find the gorillas are talking. I watch TV. The gorillas. I try to answer. The gorillas, the giraffes, the elephants. All the animals are talking. They make movies of the animals talking. Planet of the Apes, they got the light ones, these administrative. They got the dark ones, they taking pictures of themselves. They taking selfies. It's kind of comical when you think about it. Then the young people, hey dog, hey, what's up dog? If you knew anything about Pavlov, he studied the dog.
Yeah.
The dog doesn't have sweat glands, so the dog like to lick itself.
Yep.
So I, hey, dog. No, wait a minute. Do you lick yourself? So people corrupt your language environment. You think you're communicating, you're not. I'm blind. What does that mean? Does that add to your humanity? Because you black? I'm white. Does that add to your humanity? I'm African. Does that add? No. Your worth is your humanity. I think Martin Luther King said, beautiful. It's don't judge a person by the content, the color of their skin, but the content of, we forget that. It's your humanity. This external stuff means nothing at all. Biggest trick ever played on a person. It's your humanity. And see, I'm old enough to know the little tricks.
Yeah.
I'm not emotional. I don't just react. Because the time that so much has been done. I used to go to work and I ain't work with that nigga. I ain't gonna tell him nothing. Slam the box for me to hear. Think I'm gonna just give an emotional outburst. And I'll say something to that same person. And they say, what? Meet a person on the humanity. And you'll be surprised. But okay, so much for that. I get to talking, but I like to film what I do and what I say because I like to capture that. Play it back a few years later. Whoa! Because this is a unique moment. Very unique moment. Okay, this piece goes like this. We tell our children. No, I'm gonna start over. 7 years after the assassination of the Honorable Martin Luther King, his mother was shot while playing the piano at Ebenezer Baptist Church by a confused 23-year-old black man. Even a lot of young people never heard that. What? Really? Yeah. Met a man 80 years old. I never heard that. Where have you been? We are victims of spiritual malpractice with self-induced lobotomies and cowrie shells for eyes. We tell our children God is a communicable disease, that every baby born is corrupted with the Adamite inheritance, that salvation is not predicated on good works or the law, standing in poisoned, impotent, and impoverished minds, taking self-indulgent ego trips, while our community is on its knees weeping. My mama have 20 bars on the front door, 20 on the back, and all the windows. Oh, how we love bars. Because of the issues in our tissues. Bars. Poetic make fetishes with a beat, embracing mutable, mutilated testaments, lies written by the scribes with their own hands, saying they speak the words of God. We are victims of spiritual malpractice by the scholars for dollars. We tell our children God is a communicable disease who does not know our weaknesses. We be like space cadets looking for the mothership, but don't realize if Captain James Tiberius Kirk of the Enterprise has an only begotten son named David, who is he? God, with Hollywood's Bernstein advantage. While we illusionize ourselves eating pig meat, lying to our children. David was called the only begotten son of God centuries before the righteous messenger Jesus was even born. Psalms 2 and 7. We cannot mix the finite with the infinite like split pea soup. One consistency. Don't look at me like a roach trapped in a filthy cupboard. Divinity is not an achievement. You're not a human for 30 years, then suddenly you become God. This is what is known as mutually exclusive terms. To be a son is to be less than divine. And to be divine is to be no one's son. We tell our children God is a communicable disease. That God is jealous, vengeful, with regrets. Navigate the mind. Expose the enemy in yourself. Prove to yourself you are worth saving. Recite this poem silently or loud until it becomes like church's chicken to your mind. Greasy. Let the words deniggerize you. You will be better than Patty then with a new attitude. You will destroy the old symbols and sing a new song. Most of you already sound like a misty storm of melodious vibrations of a Stradivarius. But others get lasting riches for the gift because our leaders teach us nothing of jewel cane and tubal cane. So we just want to entertain. We will rewrite the new songs with mental perception. Then demonic influences of power and corruption will be no match for the conscious mind. Then the devil will be no longer able to threaten you with hunger and poverty. Because you are worth more than breath and breeches that don't cover your ass completely anyway. You your own self will tell the vulgar soothsayers of this society to go to hell. Because God is not a communicable disease, thirsty for blood sacrifices. You know, drinking blood and eating flesh, it alludes to cannibalism anyway. Just to do that alone should make your dome light up. Here, this is my flesh. You eat my flesh. This is my blood. Drink all of it.